Kenny Clark, and this is Lombardi's Bar.
This is one of my favorite podcasts to do.
I'm just, blessed and thankful to be a part of this podcast. It's a great podcast. It's a great interview.
Maybe, I know that you guys, obviously being the best Packers podcast that's out there.
I had Malort this weekend, so I'm not tasting anything.
Oh, good
He did.
God.
He did. That was fantastic.
Because they said, "Did you ever try Malort?" And I said, "No." And then they said, "Do you want to take a shot of Malort?" I said, "No," but I did.
Wait, who said
It's called peer pressure.
Yeah. I tried to get in a high honors English class once, and they called my parents and were like, "Hey, just tell him he can't do it."
It shows. It really shows.
I hate you guys so much.
I'm going to throw these two guys into the screen so that if I die, they can carry on the legacy of crap that is this show.
Welcome in, everybody, to another edition of Lombardi's Bar. Thank you for joining us on a Victory Wednesday. And for the first time this season, some of the woes, the Browns game, the Dallas game, I'll take blame for it. We didn't break out the victory chain yet this season. So I'm rectifying that now. A win is a win on Sunday, no matter if you want to be upset about it, if you want to be pissy about it. Emma, Victory Wednesday, what's up? Jay, you beautiful degenerate yourself. Welcome in, everybody. Comb over. The victory chain is back for the first time this season. Hopefully this puts us on a proper path, and the Riz is perfectly Riz leveled now moving forward. So you get ready for Arizona this week. Thank you for everyone joining us. Let's bring in these two guys here to talk about that game and the Cardinals game coming up. It's Jimmy. It's Todd. Gentlemen, how are we doing today?
I forgot about victory.
Better than Riz, because you just killed it. Riz is dead, everybody. Congratulations to Dan Kotnick.
I feel like the Riz has been the Riz has been Riztastic here for a whole season. Going back to the last time we were on. I feel like this is just a continuation of the Riz.
Okay.
Yes, True North.
Yep.
Thank you to Taylor Swift. I don't know if you guys saw some of my.
Did you buy her new chain too?
Stuff. No, I did not.
It's your style.
The Packers going into Sunday 11-4 in games post a Taylor Swift album drop. So getting the Taylor Swift bump on Sunday, making it 12-4.
I didn't even know she had that many albums.
Grow up.
11. She has 15 albums.
You did that math in your head that quick?
It's 16 now.
You are incredible.
Oh, 11-4 going into it.
11-4 now.
16 albums.
Golly.
Now here's the thing. We take into account the albums that she re-releases as the Taylor's version owns. So half of them are doubles. So but they still count. Still count toward the record.
Yeah, if you guys want to.
I'm
all for it.
This is a Taylor's version podcast, for the record. That's all we're doing. They're all hers now. She did in the offseason. She acquired all of her masters, so good for her.
This is like Dan talking about soccer for me.
And I for one welcome our new Taylor Swift overlord. Guys, how about the game? How about the game on Sunday? What are the feelings? Because I feel like it was a very mixed bag, depending on what kind of Packer fan you talk to post game on Sunday.
I feel like it was good. Like, it was a fine game. I think Packer fans are just especially bitter because it came after obviously the Browns loss and then a tie against the Cowboys. So we were hoping for just a bigger blowout, but we won by 9. And for most of the game, they had a little comeback in the second half, but like there was never a point where we were really in that much jeopardy to lose that game. It didn't go the way we wanted. Like I said, everyone wanted a blowout, myself included, but at the end of the day, they did what they needed to do, and it's a win. So be pissy about it or just accept your team had a 9-point win and just be happy.
Todd?
It was for them to come out flat after the bye week, after the way they went into the bye week. And like I tweeted out, it was a Matt LaFleur masterclass on doing the same shit over and over again. And the way that he can take a team with so many guys on it, so many threats and weapons on this team, and he can make them look completely incompetent. And I don't know if he's just stuck in like this cycle of overthinking or what's happening, but like he was like part of a group of young offensive minds that were innovators to this game, and like having fun new things happening and throwing wrinkles out there. And it just gets so boring and stagnant that like I don't understand if it's like if he's living in Mike McCarthy's old house and like the dumb is just seeping into his brain or what's happening. But like it baffles me how he can just make this offense look completely inept at times with the number of weapons that they have. And oh, by the way, Jordan Love's really fucking good, and he manages to make him look completely useless for large chunks of games.
I feel like though the opening drive was going really well until Jordan Love threw an interception. Like, so it's not like they started off slow. They were what it looked to be a scoring drive. They're already in field goal range. And then Love had a Love moment early in the game, threw a ball that he should not have thrown, should have just thrown it away, taken the field goal. And then what was the next series of punt? But then after that, though, we got the field
goal
on
every drive after that.
Yeah. And then 3 straight scoring possessions in the second half. So I don't know. I don't think they really started off that slow. I think we just wanted more. And even though they did what they needed to do to get the win.
I mean, I kind of positioned it this way. In the Pack-A-Day episode that we dropped on Monday, the post-game episode, was basically the Bengals mantra or like game plan coming in was basically park the bus. Like they're going to rush 3-4 guys every single time on defense and then drop everybody else in coverage and just take away all the throwing lanes and hope that you get pressure with 3-4 guys, which when they had Trey Hendrickson, they were able to do that. So, I mean, like that kind of throws a wrinkle into your plans. And I feel like as the game went on, they were able to run the ball effectively, which was a difference between how they were able to play against Cleveland, where they were able to actually have a running game to back up Jordan Love in the passing game. And then also Trey Hendrickson leaving killed all of their pass rush and allowed this offense to kind of open up a little bit more. So, I mean, I don't necessarily think it's so much that they came out flat. I think just the Bengals kind of played a game that they weren't going to get beat, and they had to the Packers just kind of had to adjust on the fly a little bit. I mean, scoring every possession after those first couple
drives,
that's exactly what you kind of want, right?
I mean, scoring is how you win games typically. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, like it's
thanks, Johnny. I did just trim it up today.
After the second quarter, I mean, they scored on every possession. Their defense basically did what you expect them to do.
So once Trey Hendrickson went out, they were once the only good player on defense wasn't in the game anymore, the offense took off.
I think it was part of that. It was just the offensive game plan worked well. They kept running the ball and they forced the Bengals to have to start blitzing a lot more. I don't know. True North, yeah. Maybe it's the Bo Melton.
That was so confusing
on offense. I know.
So confusing.
I think that was the point where I was like, what the hell are we doing? That like, we're literally running end arounds. They're not working, but we're going to continue to run them, even with a former wide receiver who's now a cornerback that doesn't actually play cornerback ever. Like, yeah, sure. Hey, Bo, do you remember how to run an end around? Yep. Go do it. Like, again, you have a really good quarterback and you have a really good running back. If you're going to run the ball, give it to your really good running back and run the ball. If you're going to throw the ball, this is like when people used to complain about like no fake punts or no fake field goals with McCarthy and Rodgers. And it was like, you have the best thrower of the football to ever grace this earth. I don't want a punter throwing the ball. If you're going to go for it, use the best thrower of the football and go do it.
Fakes are fun though. As a little flair.
little razzle dazzle.
You can't trust a punter to do anything. They have one
I
job.
trust
and
Wheelan.
They have one job and they still fuck that up sometimes.
That's fair. No, I'm with you on the end arounds. I'm cool never seeing those. And then I'm also cool taking like maybe 1 week off little wide receiver screens or any of those little. I'm good with bubble screens for a little bit. I'm with you when it comes to LaFleur, and like I feel like we were doing those. And again, I'm sure they're seeing something because even that one on Dobbs, I think it was on. It put us in like a 3rd and 8 or something like that because the defense read it perfectly and it was like a loss of 2 or 3 yards. But that was a change at the line of scrimmage from Jordan Love. So it's even in his brain to let's throw this little bubble screen real quick and see what we can do. Also, my last gripe, Matthew Golden, no punt returns. Also, Romeo Dobbs, no punt returns. Not worth it. He has a guardian cap on. Those two things cannot exist at the same time.
So who's returning punts? Who's returning punts?
I don't give a shit. Just don't put Mr. Concussion and a rookie who is going to do a fair catch with no one within 15 yards, or the time he does catch it, does a spin move on air, and then makes you think he just died on the field. Like Nixon, just put Nixon back there. I'd probably not actually. He's
or
the
nobody.
Best corner.
Yeah,
just let it pound.
11 guys on the punt on the punt coverage. Yeah.
I don't know if you guys saw this or not regarding the wide receiver screens. Somebody's dad was really upset about those, and we can't run them unless his son is in the game because apparently Christian Watson's the only one that knows how to block on a wide receiver screen.
Dude,
the worst part, probably not the worst part, but one of the worst things that Elon Musk has done to Twitter is allow people who have blocked you or you have blocked to be able to see their shit.
Yeah.
Because somebody else quote tweeted it and it shows up in my timeline. And I'm like, why?
I will never root against Christian Watson. I want him to do well. That's the weird part is like, he's going to be more insufferable when Christian Watson plays well. And it's going to make me think like this. I hate this man so much.
Yeah. I mean, I get a lot of people that assume because of the beef there that I don't like Christian Watson. I love Christian Watson. I think he's phenomenal. I was at the Dallas game when we saw his potential and I was like, I want that all the time. That's incredible. Yeah, his dad, whatever.
It does. Like
some people don't deserve dads.
Coming from the expert. I mean, it sits in the back of my mind every time I think about Christian Watson coming back, where I'm like, I'm excited to have him back, and then you think about his fucking dad, and you're like, God damn it, like that really bums me out, man.
Wait until Michael Parsons' brother turns on the Packers. I think that's awesome. We're gonna have Christian Watson's dad and Michael Parsons' brother in the same Twitter sphere. It's gonna be unbearable.
Please, dear God, nobody tell Christian Watson's dad about Blue Sky. Please. Let's jump into buy a round. Jimmy, who do you want to buy a round for today?
Yeah, I'm going with Zach Tom. That man, for him to say, didn't he say he like blacked out the second half because he was in so much pain?
Yeah.
Battling through an oblique injury that took him out of the Browns game after one snap, missed the Cowboys game and the bye week. The man was going through it, playing a talented defensive lineman. I'm not going to give the whole unit credit, but just for him to power through that, missed practice today. LaFleur was saying he's in a better shape now than he was during the game, but it's hard to imagine if he's going to keep pushing himself through it like this, that this is something that's going to go away during the year, because I feel like anytime he steps on that football field, all the progress of that week before is just going to be gone. And it's just going to be a shit ton of pain, which, I mean, that could explain some of that pressure when Hendrickson was in there that we were seeing that Bengals off or defensive line get on Jordan Love. So we need a healthy Zach Tom, but then you kind of have to bite the bullet. Maybe when Belton's back, I don't know, you let him rest more, but I'm surprised if you have a player saying I blacked out the second half because I'm in so much pain that he's still playing. Interesting choice. I just don't know if it's something that they're like, it's never going to heal. He just has to power through this whole year, but shoot that man up with whatever drug he needs because we need him.
I mean, it's not I mean, this is football, Jimmy. Ronnie Lott cut off his finger so he could keep playing a regular season football game. Terrell Davis played half of that one Super Bowl completely blind, basically.
Yeah,
People are psychopaths.
Yeah, those are all decisions I would have not made. So it's hard for me to relate to it.
Speaking of LaFleur's injury comments today, what does he mean by we're going to give? He said Devontae Wyatt didn't practice today. We're going to give him the week. Like, give him the week off. He's not playing, or like give him the week and off and see how he's feeling on Sunday.
It feels like more the latter.
Yeah,
Got it.
Them
Like-
just trying to be mysterious. But I feel like if he's not practicing today, he missed all last week too. I'd be shocked if we saw Devontae Wyatt.
I
Yeah,
kind of took it as we're just giving him the week off. Like,
right.
don't ask me about him till next week because he's not playing this week.
I mean, honestly, if you're Matt LaFleur, rest him this week against the Cardinals. I want a healthy Devontae Wyatt when they go into Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
I know he's probably I don't know if he's really thinking about that, but if you gave me the choice, gun to my head, and say you can only win one game over the next 2 weeks, Cardinals or Steelers, I'm picking Steelers.
Why? When you want to beat an NFC opponent, that would mean more if it came down to tiebreakers.
Yeah, it sure would. But I'm a spiteful, hateful human being down at my core. I know I come off all lovey-dovey, happy-go-lucky, but there's a lot of anger buried down deep in here. Todd, who would you like to buy around for?
I'm gonna go with Matthew Golden. Had a pretty solid game. Finally seeing some of what he is capable of. That little crosser that he had where he just like put his foot in the ground and made a cut. And I was like, my knee itself, just watching it, exploded. But it was cool to see him do that. To have a playmaker like that, to be able to move around. I mean, we've seen what Jaden Reed can do. That looked twice as fast as anything Jaden Reed's done. Which maybe it's just because it's been so long since we've actually seen Jaden Reed take off like that. But I thought that was a great game from Matthew Golden. If I were a betting man, Matthew Golden anytime touchdown this week for sure.
I feel like that's been trying to be manifest for the last like 3 weeks.
Yeah, I haven't
Honestly,
said it
week
out
one.
loud every week, but I've been thinking it every week.
Oh yeah. Dude, that play that you just mentioned where you put that little cut and went under the corner to get open, like that was Love made a good throw, whatever, but that is not possible without Golden being shifty as hell back there. And not to be Christian Watson's dad, but he's only going to improve once Christian Watson's back. So we can let Watson get back and just be like, hey man, run straight for a while into your knees there. Let's let Matthew Golden actually do some interesting things, but he's another one. I know I don't want him on punt returns and you don't want end arounds ever. I'm good never giving him an end around too. Keep that man safe. Let Savion Williams do the end arounds. I don't care as much about his concussions as Dobbs.
Savion Williams is in the helmet too, the Guardian cap.
Sometimes you can't be greedy. I already said keep Dobbs safe. I can't keep everyone.
Jimmy weighing the life of one NFL player versus the other.
Do it every Sunday. I'm going to keep doing it.
Savion Williams isn't in a contract year.
Yeah. He hasn't made it up the list yet. Maybe in a couple seasons.
No, I mean, I totally agree. I think that crossing route really stuck out to me. It's like you could see the way he runs that route so crisply. He easily could have drifted off and let that defender keep in front of him. He stacks in front of the guy. That's such a veteran wide receiver move. The guy is playing like he's been in the league for 4 years already. He's been here 5. This is his 6th game. Like that's exactly what you're hoping. 5th game, right? 3-1-1, right? Yeah, that was his 5th game. 5th game, and he's playing at that sort of level. That's exactly what you're expecting out of a first round draft pick. When's the last first round draft pick that came in and made this sort of immediate impact? Like the last first round draft pick.
Probably the last one in Javon Walker.
I mean,
I don't know.
Just first round pick over Kenny.
But did he have this big of an impact? I mean, I guess you probably could say, yeah, he came in and kind of almost took over the middle of the defensive line almost immediately that year. Yeah, that's a good pick. Also,
genius.
as much as I would love Matthew Golden to score 3 touchdowns every single game, I'll bring it back here full circle again. I think it would be poetic justice to have Matthew Golden, the first wide receiver picked in the first round in 20 years, score his first touchdown in front of Aaron Rodgers. I think that would be very funny.
How about
Such a
gets his
petty
first
bitch, dude.
touchdown this week, but then the coming out party next week?
Go for $150, 2 tuds. Put
Why
that
stop
down.
there? Why stop there?
Yeah.
204.
Why? Your logic. Why stop there?
What's up?
350.
A Randy Moss game.
Yeah.
Yeah. True North puts in the fact, or in the chat there, Jacobs, 93 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns, all with the flu game for Josh Jacobs. I have buying around for the offensive line, because again, struggled at times with Trey Hendrickson. I think part of that is still everyone's not fully healthy, like Zach Tom, but I mean, we really didn't see the same kind of pressure that we've seen Jordan Love under the last 2 games out there, injuries or not. The running game finally got going, mostly off the back of new right guard Jordan Morgan. Let's pray to God that continues, because if Jordan Morgan has found his spot on the offensive line there, I think this offense starts to really sort of gel around that starting 5, and to have finally a full game where you have your preferred starting offensive lineman start and finish the game, exactly what you want. And it's been a tough year for a lot of them on the offensive line, so buy around for them this week.
That second touchdown by Jacobs, even what was his quote on it, that he could have fell down, got up again, and still scored a touchdown just because it was blocked so well.
Mm-hmm.
They had a good game. Didn't hurt that Hendrickson went out, but
It looked like he was shot out of a cannon on that. Like,
Yeah.
he just had his steam going, and usually I think it was because my eyes are used to like seeing him accelerate and then stop. And then like maybe go a little bit further, but he was just
Right.
like accelerate, continue to accelerate. I was like, holy shit. Been a long time since we've seen that.
yeah.
No, you're exactly right. Like, it was every time he broke something like for more than 5 yards, it was kind of like, like, is that what that looked like? I totally forgot.
We're used to him getting hit 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage and have to break 3 tackles to get back.
Right when he gets the fucking ball. Yeah, exactly. All right, let's jump into to pay the tab here, Johnny. From your lips to God's ears, buddy. I'll start off here with the Jordan Love haters out there, because Jordan Love, I'm not a hater. No. Jordan Love is statistically playing some of the best football. Well, he's playing statistically the best football of his career.
But it doesn't look good.
I didn't say that.
He's not accurate. He's not.
I thought you were in.
I also didn't say that.
Oh, okay.
No.
I was waiting for you to point out Dan's argument to you last time, where he's like, "You can make stats show anything." You can.
Of course, you can make stats show anything, but here's all look. I'm not going to get dragged back into the minutia of my nuanced take. What I want to criticize, what I want to really focus on here, is mostly the people criticizing Jordan Love for his end of game management, where he, on that last third down play, he was second down, where he scrambles out to his right and slides down inbounds right before the 2-minute warning. And I had friends, family members texting me. We were in a big group chat, and it's like everyone bitching that Jordan Love didn't try to put his shoulder down against an oncoming defensive back right at the line to gain, and put his body on the line for maybe a first down, when like what's been the biggest thing holding Jordan Love back the last 2 years? He gets hurt and is never fully able to recover throughout the season. I'd much rather see Jordan Love slide, keep his body safe, and try and go out, get the first down the next down, or just kick the fucking field goal and win the game like they fucking did. So I hate seeing all of there's a lot of this nitpicky criticism about Jordan Love throws too many picks. He does this. He's playing really good football. Everyone needs to shut up about it.
Yeah. Fuck off with all the nitpicking and how like some of his passes could be a little bit more crisp or on time, or, maybe 3 inches in front of a guy rather than, in a little bit. He's got his, those are the worst people out there. Dan, do you agree? Just absolute garbage.
I think all of those people are not an obelisk that, a monolith, I should say. A monolith is the word I was looking for. And I think each take should be dissected separately. I'm talking about the people I interacted with. They suck.
Okay. Well, the people that I've been interacting with go back and forth so fucking much that it like pick a lane and stick to it,
Yeah.
Jimmy, who do you want to buy or pay the tab?
I'm doing a Dan moment right here on his hate for Jordan Love. I, on the other hand, love the defense. They're doing great.
Do you? Are they?
My pay the tab bump, hopefully. Turnovers. Please give us a turnover. That is the one thing holding this defense back, is where even this game, when the passing game started doing well for the Bengals, a lot of it was just Jamar Chase being Jamar Chase. And that's going to happen, especially when your best corner is Nixon, who played well, and you have Valentine grittying in his face. Please, God, just give us some turnovers. Michael Parsons, strip sack. I don't even care. McKinney get another interception. I just need that's the one thing that this defense can, not the one thing. That's nonsense. That's the biggest thing this defense could improve on, is just for forcing those turnovers. Any scolding, Todd?
Yeah, no, when you're playing a lot of bend, don't break, which is what this defense seems to do when they're up by 2 scores, at some point you need to take the ball away. And they have not been able to do that this year. And it would change the trajectory of a lot of these games. I mean, I think that's the biggest thing, is like, sure, getting a stop is nice, forcing a punt, like great. But just to get the momentum, to get the ball in good field position, I mean, the way that we lack the ability to return a punt, and I will say they're catching them. That's nice. Start. For a while there, that was a little touch and go for like 3 years. So they're catching them. Let's not ask for too much more than that at this point, I guess. But being able to be opportunistic and take the ball away, get good field position, and take advantage of it that way would be huge for this. So, Jimmy, I'm actually going to say it's a pretty good call for you.
Thank you so much. I think the other thing that's going to change too is we heard all training camp how they were punching the ball out, and that was a big emphasis. And you see it now, like especially Bullard and then Quay Walker. There's a few highlights of them coming in, and you just see them wind up like they're Mike Tyson. One of these times that bad boy is going to pop out. It's going to happen. These people are too much freak athletes for the ball not to come out. I'm surprised it hasn't already in some of these situations. But
what do you mean, these people?
What do you mean, you people?
Any other Tropic Thunder quotes, Dan, you want to put up there? Did you go full anything lately?
You never.
You never go full.
The one thing I'll say about the turnovers is I think teams are playing this defense a lot differently, especially after those first two weeks. They saw what the pass rush can do. And I think outside of that Cowboys game where the defense just got absolutely torched, I think teams are playing a lot more conservative. They're playing very quick. I mean, even the Cowboys game, it was a lot of quick stuff with Dak getting the ball out. They're not giving this defense a lot of chances to make those big splash turnover plays. Xavier McKinney is barely getting the ball thrown at him because nothing's going deep, nothing's going down across the middle. The offenses don't have the time for it. So I can understand that it's not coming the way that we used to see it. But Jimmy, you're still exactly right. Like the pass rush needs to be getting there. They need to be the guys on the ground need to be forcing more turnovers, more things like that. Yeah, just to kind of keep the pressure on them. Yeah, that's the other thing too. Parsons absolutely mugged on every single play, and I understand not going to call it every time, but maybe once would be cool. Todd, I'll throw it to you because I don't know if that's also part of what you're.
Yep, for
Yes.
sure. Keep going with it. I was gonna let you and then just yell at you for it. Yeah, my pay the tab this week is the refs. I don't like using screen grabs from one moment in a play to say, hey, this guy's wide open. Why didn't you throw him the ball? Or here's the lane. Why didn't he run through it? A screen grab of Micah Parsons in a chokehold is actually very reflective of the fact that he was being held on that specific play, and that should be called. It seems like that happens frequently, and it's not. And to hear LaFleur actually say, like, this is an issue and something needs to be done with it, whether Matt does something with it remains to be seen, or if the NFL is going to take notice and look at it. But we see it, and it kind of surprised me because usually the bigger name you are, the more likely you are to get a call, right? Like quarterbacks, a rookie quarterback isn't going to get the same roughing the passer call that Mahomes is going to get. Like, you're just not. And for somebody like Parsons to not be able to get those calls when he's very obviously being held over and over and over again, like, how do you miss it every time?
Yeah, it's one of those things too. It's kind of like in the NBA. If you're going up for a dunk and someone's there, you're probably going to get a foul, but you don't call it every time. It just is what it is. Like, it's the same thing with holding. It's like it happens mostly every play. We get it. You can't call it every single time. But to your point, exactly, once or twice a game when he's getting tackled or maybe someone's trying to put him to sleep, like, probably the time to call it.
Either that or like you call it on a couple of crucial plays. A third early in the game on a third and mid when the team's trying to throw the ball for a first down and they get hit with a holding. Like, okay, if they know it's going to get called, they're going to stop doing it.
Yeah,
that'll help. But instead, they just don't ever call it, and it's like, okay, just swallow your whistle on that, I guess.
There was one. It wasn't even on Parsons, but another fun screen grab was Brinson was actually getting pressure, and they showed the offensive lineman on the ground, literally like hugging his leg. It's like, these are the plays I don't understand. Like, I'm sure he let go kind of quickly. Yeah, I was like, is he trying to give him a Kurt Angle ankle lock or what? But yeah, it is shocking.
Yeah, that's half of the reason that Parsons is not impacting the game the same way that he did the first 2 weeks. So it feels like things were getting called. He was getting the more direct pressure, and now teams are just mugging him every single time. And it's like, you're not going to call it. Like I said, you're not going to call it every single time. I get that, but like, call it
occasionally.
Call it twice, and then all of a sudden now that offense lineman has to either continue to do that and risk getting the flag called, or change up what he's doing and give Parsons the natural advantage that he has more as the pass rusher. Either way, I'll take it. Speaking of Iowa Joe throwing it out here for Brian Branch being a total douche. Man, if you listen to sports radio here in Detroit, Brian Branch is a political prisoner to the NFL, and he's just an innocent bystander. Yeah, give me that. I will pay pay-per-view money for Watson's dad and Brian Branch in the same room.
What I don't get on that too is, the whole movement on Detroit Twitter too of like, free Brian Branch. It's not that big of a deal. It's like, the dude had a history of fines. He literally he punched a player in the face after the game. I just don't know what they thought was going to happen. Other than,
but they didn't flag Patrick Mahomes when he was taunting Brian Branch, and they didn't do this. Like, it doesn't matter. He's still, like, you don't like. I specifically remember when Quay Walker pushed an assistant coach from Detroit, and Lions fans wanted him tarred and feathered. Yes. Lions fans are some of the absolute worst. It's terrible listening
I think
here.
my favorite was him trying to explain it, and then he literally said he feels like he's being bullied out there. It's just my favorite. Not a big fan of bullying. When it comes to Brian Branch, I feel like it's allowed. But
It is. Brian Branch is he sucks. Let's talk about this game coming up here, guys. Packers traveling to Arizona. Most likely, it seems like it's trending to be Jacoby Brissett at quarterback for the Cardinals. Kyler Murray's going to miss another week. This is another game. The Packers are already favored, I think, by double digits again, not 14.5 like they were against Cincinnati, but still a game that the Packers should win. But there's something about this Cardinals team. I was reading they've either led or tied the game in every fourth quarter that they've played so far. So this team sticks around. They don't just roll over, no matter who's kind of back there at quarterback. But what's your early thoughts here, guys, on a trip out to Arizona?
Get out of the game healthy with a win, and outside of that, I really don't care.
Yeah,
that's all I'm asking. Get off the turf healthy, win the game. I feel like every time we're in Arizona, it's gross.
Yeah,
but we somehow pull it away. So,
yeah, same for me. It's again, we've said this with the last 3 teams we played. It should, you look on paper, should be a win in a game the Packers do well in and should have an easy victory. Hasn't really happened since. Last week was probably the closest we've had to it since the Commanders game, I guess. But even then, obviously there were still moments of like, this offense, we're only up 6 now. So I don't know, though, down a starting quarterback, their run game has been terrible all year, even before James Conner went out. Marvin Harrison left last game with concussion, so he's going to be questionable this week. So like their top weapons right there are all out of the game, and their defense, they have some talent there, and they invested a lot in that defensive line. They have Budda Baker, but it's one of those, they can get a little tricky, but I don't know. I feel like our team is starting to find its groove a little bit, and the defense, yes, weird in the second half. LaFleur said maybe conditioning, but they usually do well, and it should be fine. The Cardinals also gave up a 17-point lead to the Panthers, so I also think even if something goes wrong at one spot, they're not really a team that likes to hold on to leads that well, so it should be fine. But you never know. Right now with this season, I'm going to hold my breath a little bit and just hope it just goes how it should.
I mean, I'm going to hold my breath against every team from now on out. It's like, I don't feel, I mean, just across the league, it feels like there's no team that's incredibly better than everybody else. But also on the flip side, it's like, even the worst of the worst teams, like you said, Carolina is actually playing like semi-competitive.
Spencer
football
Rattler with the Saints.
at times. I mean, the Saints are kind of the one team where I would be like, okay, I don't feel threatened by this team at all, because there's absolutely nothing. But like every team just kind of has like a puncher's chance every time. Like this is a fairly leveled off league right now. So yeah,
there's so many, like you mentioned, there's so many teams or games too already that you should have not have lost that they found a way to. And then you even look at the team that's given a lot of praise right now with the Buccaneers. They're 5-1, and only one of those wins did not have to be a game-winning drive by Baker Mayfield. So even though they're 5-1, it's not like, it sounds wild to say, but the Colts might be the only team you're like, they've done pretty well this season. And then you look at their opponents, it's like, oh, okay, I guess there's some weird things with Denver and stuff. Yeah, this year does make me feel better about the Cowboys tying the Browns loss of like, oh, all the teams are dumb right now. But then it also just adds to your anxiety of like, oh, all the teams are dumb. Every week is just going to be a damn mystery because no one's playing really like they should.
Yeah. All right. Should we move on to bar bets here, guys? Okay. I am currently whipping bar bets this year. comfortably in the lead at the moment with 49. Jimmy 34, Todd 25. But as we know, the bar bets each and every week because Todd is such a Riverboat Ron gambler, the gambling man. This point total can swing either way every week. This week, doing it for the first time, our bar bets we're pulling straight from Prize Picks, which is better than me making these up half-ass off the top of my head, which I appreciate. So let's look at this first one here again from Prize Picks. Jordan Love, they have an over/under 9.5 rushing yards for Jordan Love this week. I think he finished last week with like 20-some rushing yards. It feels like he's just all season been more inclined to scramble 1 or 2, 3 times every game and accumulate it. So where do we sit, guys? 9.5 rushing yards for Jordan Love. Jimmy?
I'm going 5 over. I think it's exactly what you said. He's been scrambling a lot. Last week, I think it was 22 because I bet on the over last week on Prize Picks. So I'm just going to continue that trend. But yeah, every week it seems like now that he's healthy, he's relying on a little bit more.
Todd?
5 Bakhtiari's over. No explanation needed.
Okay. Yeah, man. They want you to take this over, man, because it just feels like one of those runs he busts open and it's right there. I have to agree. I'll go 5 over too. I mean,
no, you should do under. Get a bigger lead.
Hey Jimmy, no. All right. This is an interesting one here because I think the Love one was a little bit more straightforward. These I think get a little bit more interesting. Matthew Golden over under 47.5 receiving yards. What Prize Pick has it at? I don't know what did he end up with last week. I should have looked. Pickett or somebody in the chat gonna handle that for me. I think it was right around there. I'm gonna say 4 Bakhtiari's under. Mostly because he just hasn't had that huge breakout game yet, and you couldn't just bet on this every single time, hoping that it's the breakout game every single time. But really, last week, the tight ends for Indianapolis ate the Cardinals defense up. And as much as we're loving everything that Matthew Golden is doing, Tucker Kraft is so far kind of the straw that stirs the drink on offense. Like it's kind of when they need something to happen, it's Tucker Kraft. So I feel like Matthew Golden still hasn't solidified himself there. So I'll say under 47.5, but maybe I'll also say a touchdown. There you go. Todd? 86.
5 Bakhtiari's over. I think he's going to have a big game. Continue to build off the success he had last week.
Okay. Jimmy?
Yeah, I'm going to do the opposite of you, and I'm going to bet on this every time, hoping that it happens, and I'm going to go 5 Bakhtiari's over.
Okay. That's fair. That is one I will happily take the L on because I would love to see a huge Matthew Golden game again. All right, Josh Jacobs, not total yardage, obviously, longest run of the game, over under 14.5 yards. Todd?
It doesn't feel like 14.5 is a lot, considering how good Josh Jacobs is. But it also has felt like 6 yards has been a real struggle at points this season. I'm going to, once again, hope that they stack on the success from last week. I'm going to say 5 Bakhtiari's over. They started making some holes for him. He had lanes to run through. I'm hopeful that they can continue on that path, and he'll easily get over that.
Jimmy?
Yeah, I'm going to do 3 Bakhtiari's over. I'm a coward. I think riding the success I had last week, and we got our mojo back. So I think, and also I just hate betting unders. I just feel like it's not as fun, and I don't want to root for him not to get 15 yards on a carry. So I'll go 3 Bakhtiari's over.
Yeah, I mean, I hate betting unders. It's
Right.
it's you're rooting for everything to go badly.
So do it, you fucking coward.
I am gonna do it. I'm gonna go.
I knew it. I knew it.
I'm gonna go 2 Bakhtiaris on. I mean, Calais Campbell is still sitting in the middle of that defensive line.
What?
Yeah,
He's 100 years old.
he's playing good football for somebody that's 100 years old.
Good God.
I mean, yeah,
crazy.
I think he gets yards. I think he has a great game. I just don't like 14, like your 15-yard run. Like that's an explosive type play. I just haven't seen it consistently yet.
You made the smart bet. I don't want to tell you wrong.
He just turned 39.
Did he really?
Ancient, absolutely ancient.
So old. Couldn't imagine being that old.
All right. So, also finally, Bo Melton pass breakup this week. It's the Bo Melton revenge game, or I should say, it's the Melton Bowl.
Yeah, I feel like they
Melton
got to
pot.
play him just for that.
Right.
But
I think this is the week that I continue to say 5 Bakhtiaris, no PBU for Bo Melton.
what if we switch it and go 1 PBU or 1 carry? One or like either one works.
Ooh. I'm gonna.
Does Bo Melton end up on the stat sheet for something that's not on because like a special teams tackle? No.
Yeah, non-special teams stat. I think that should be the bet now moving forward.
Yeah.
Does he? Yeah.
5 Bakhtiaris, no.
I still say no.
Yeah, now that we said that, everyone's saying answer. I'm following that train.
For the record, I love Bo Melton. Would love to see him get on the field, but until he gets on the field, I can't risk my precious Bakhtiaris. I'm so frugal with these.
Right.
Yeah,
exactly.
I'm gonna follow Todd. I'm gonna go 5 Bakhtiaris no.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. 5 Bakhtiaris no. It's going to come down to like the last game of the season, and one of us is going to flip on that Bo Melton thing, and it's gonna change the whole trajectory of the bar bets for the whole year.
I can tell you right now, it will not take me the whole season. If I see an end around this game, I'm betting it next week. So,
all right, guys. Any final thoughts before we officially wrap up here?
I don't know. I'm now thinking about Bo Melton in the offense. I kind of want LaFleur just once a week put a new defensive play. They did it with Nixon that one random time. I just want every week a random defensive back to get a snap on offense. I feel like it'll add a little fun to this. Switch it up.
I just want him to go like all defense in skill positions, like Nixon, Bo Melton, edge.
No, what you need.
Put Nazir Stackhouse in the backfield.
I was literally about to say. I think you go out there and you run an inverted wishbone with Nazir Stackhouse and damn it, I had the other Brinson in the backfield lining up as halfbacks, and then you put Bo Melton in at running back, and you just run it till they can't stop it.
That's success. I don't know how it could be stopped.
But then on the flip side, you have to give somebody on offense, one of the offensive skill position players, snaps on defense.
No, you don't.
Sean Ryan. I feel like he can do everything.
That might be the only way he gets on the field moving forward.
For real.
Iowa Joe, yeah, we did. We hadn't talked about it yet, but we almost didn't take the Broncos lightly. Got to take the Broncos cannot take the Broncos lightly.
For the record,
whatever
we've been trying to retire that bit for like
so
4 weeks, and the chat always brings it up.
Yeah, I know. One of these weeks.
Maybe maybe they can see our outline somehow. They've hacked us, and it's still on the outline. They're like, we missed this. still highlighted on the outline.
Mm-hmm. It's one of the only things highlighted on the entire outline. Is
We can
don't
never delete it. We'll never mention it first, but we can't delete it.
I feel
Yeah.
like pretty much everything highlighted on there is shit we don't do anymore. Drink special, can't take the Broncos lightly. We did talk about last week. Good job.
We're
Yeah.
good.
There you go. All right. Everyone in the chat that stopped by, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Hope to see you guys again next week. We'll be back here, same time, same place, Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. Make sure you're following the show over on Twitter at Pack. I fucking keep doing that, man. I'm so conditioned to be just wrapping up the pack a day. At Lombardi's Bar is where you can follow us over there. If you haven't done so already, make sure you're subscribed on the YouTube channel. If you're here, I hope that you're subscribed to the YouTube channel. You can follow all three of us at our socials right there in the little bubbles. For producer Matt, behind the scenes, for Todd, for Jimmy, I'm your bartender Dan saying cheers. As always, go Pack Go.